I don't have pockets again. Athletic clothes makers, do not make women's clothes without pockets. Stop it. Stop it. This is us going through the hallway, the elevator, banging every wall this morning, smacking into every door frame. Like, we haven't been drinking. It's 6:30 in the morning. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Or am I? Because now he's turning and walking in circles.
Okay, I think it's the other way.
Good
morning,
guys. Welcome to Camino Day 12?
I think so. 12.
Oh, we better go look. Anyway, today is our longest day so far. We are leaving the beautiful city of Logrono. We are heading to a town called Najera.
Najera, yeah.
Spelled Najera, we think pronounced Najera. This is our longest one to date, 28.5 kilometers, which is about 17 and a half miles, something like that. A little over 17 miles. So, and it's supposed to be pretty much a gradual uphill climb most of the way. So, but we've had a couple of days of rest. My leg is feeling super good now. I feel like I'm almost back to 100%. So, wahoo! Let's go! So the first part of today's walk is really just navigating the city of Logrono and its suburbs. So we probably won't be filming much because we just got to get out of the city and not get run over by a car and all that jazz. We got to make about 20 turns, I think. So say a prayer.
So we love how supportive the locals are when you're walking, because even the street sweeper who's picking up trash this early morning looked at us and goes, "Ah, buen camino, good morning." So they're just so supportive.
And like a couple of older gentlemen at the coffee shop yesterday, we got up and left and got our bags on, and they're like, "Oh, wonderful, buen camino."
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would think as many pilgrims as they see every day,
Yeah.
all year round, that they'd be a little jaded by it or a little sick of people influxing their town, but they're not, and they're just very supportive. I think this is the first like real body of water that we've seen besides some creeks. Like, water!
Abby's got her dance music on. She's picked up the pace quite a bit and is dancing and shoulder shimmy.
I really thought we were over this. But my groin muscles all seized up again, and my knee is hurting, shooting pain in my knee again, and here I am, rubbing old lady cream on my leg, not even halfway through the day. It's very frustrating, because I really thought it was so much better, but alas.
We are in wine country. This is what this region is famous for. I think it's Rojo, maybe. But all the vineyards everywhere. Not much shade, but apparently really tasty wine. That part was a little bit tough. Scrambling over rocks and uphill, so it was a little tough.
What is it?
I think just a beehive hut
For
pilgrims.
In it?
Looks like you rest in it. There's like benches in there and Have a rest stop.
Well, for the first time in my life, I'm not mad at this graffiti. That's my kind of graffiti. I ain't mad at it.
Call there for massage.
We made it. So what day is this? I don't even remember what day of hiking this is. Maybe like 10. I don't know. But it took us about 6 hours, which is pretty good timing, even though we had to stop a couple of times and cuss my leg. Anyway, made great time. We stayed in the very first albergue that we could find because there was some concern that we were going to be short on beds tonight. It's interesting, but it's fine. It's more like probably the original hostel experiences were. We've definitely stayed in worse. But yeah, we've got kind of just an open room up here on the top floor with a bunch of beds. There's kind of the same thing going on the bottom floor. There's a lot of hair in the bathroom, I'll just say that. But you know what, it's bed. It's got a plastic sheet on it. I'm gonna put my own sheet on it. I'm just glad to have a place to rest because it was looking like we might be without tonight, so thanks. Also, I forgot to say this place was $10 a night per person, so we're gonna get settled in and do some work here in Nahara, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 14 of the Camino. We have a shorter day today. It's like 20 kilometers. I don't even know where we're going, so I'm not gonna pretend that I do. But Rai remembered last night that he knows how to wrap a hip flexor. So I have a new handy bandage this morning. We're gonna hope it helps. Also, this helps. I haven't had hot coffee in like 2 weeks. That's not true. I've had them in the afternoon, but cold coffee's been my morning jam because that's what I can get my hands on. Anywho, we woke up at like 5:30 this morning because Ryan couldn't sleep. So I'm sure he'll be a delight today. Let's walk, y'all.
This monastery cathedral thing originally was a cave because there's lots of cave dwellings here, but then they built, of course, the monastery on top of it, so you still have a little bit of a cave in there, and then you have the big monastery on top of it. So, but it's closed for renovations. So.
So, there's a thing about Spanish hill country. It has a lot of hills.
Very profound. Slow and steady today.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. It's really hard for us two competitive people not to go fast
Really
when we walk, especially. I'm a little worse than Abby, but you know, just want to go fast.
When it doesn't hurt,
yeah,
it's really hard not to go fast. But we've decided that like I'm over stressing it when it's not hurting and I'm causing more problems. So we're trying to keep it slow and steady today and not be sprinters.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
You know, the Camino's really funny though, because like we were just talking about, you can't really pace yourself against other people.
No.
Because everyone does it so differently. Like some people get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and leave at 5:30,
yeah,
and we still beat them to the next town. Like, because they just slow and steady.
They take really long breaks. Yeah.
Well, that's one. Like
that's
the
one.
slow locomotive is like one.
Yeah.
They don't stop, but they don't ever speed up. It's just a slow trudge. And then you've got like Walker B, who goes slow or goes, you know, medium to slow, but they take lots of breaks. So they start really early in the morning and still don't make it there till late afternoon. And then you've got the speed demons that just like book it from one town to the next to get there to explore or party or whatever. And then you've got people who walk super fast, but then they stop and take a long breakfast break and a long lunch break and so it's like you can't really pace yourself against anyone.
No.
Like Ryan and I will pass a ton of people, but then we'll stop for lunch and then they'll all pass us and then we'll catch them back up and we'll pass them again. And so it's just kind of funny. Like the saying here is that, you know, everyone's Camino is unique, or you do the Camino your way. Yeah. Which goes for a lot of different things. Yes. But yeah, even the walk, it's like every walker is totally different in the way that they approach the day. So kind of just have to gauge it by how your body feels, and you kind of have to be really in tune with your body, which I don't feel like I'm that good at. So maybe I'm learning. So peaceful. Except when Davis is.
We know that's not true. Usually when she gets tired of talking, she just puts her headphones in and then just ignores me.
True. Fresh aroma of cow manure this morning. Smells like home. This is a long, grueling hill.
Yes, it is. Luckily, the slope's not like terrible,
No,
but it's just
not.
long.
It's just. Whew. So there's all kinds of monuments like this along the way. So this one is dedicated to a Saint Dominic. Apparently in the 11th century, Dominic used his own money to build a bridge over the river here for pilgrims to cross safely. And so he's honored here like standing in the pillar of a bridge. Are we there yet?
No.
This last couple miles has taken absolutely forever. I think it's worse when you can see the city from far away. Like we've been able to see the city for miles, and it just feels like it has dragged on for a million years. However, we slowed our pace down today, like a whole, 2 minutes per mile. So we did add about 30 minutes to our time from yesterday, which yesterday we were like running. But I also have had zero pain today. Zero. So I don't know if that's due to the speed or due to the leg wrap that Ryan did, but either way, today was pain-free and I'm digging it.
All right, guys, we made it to, let me see if this is right, Santo Domingo de la Calzada. I'm sure I messed that up, but that's the town we're in. And we came to this first hostel we could get to, or albergue, and it's Albergue Casa del Santo. And it was 13 euros. It has like 200 and something beds in here, and there's a bunch of different rooms and nice little showers, and we got in pretty easily. And now we're just kind of chilling. Unfortunately, we don't have the same bunk. Abby's the top over here and I'm the top over there, but we didn't really complain. We're just happy to get beds because
we can just stare into each other's eyes all night.
Absolutely. Just stare into each other's eyes as Abby has the mask on and can't see anything. With her earbuds in, she can't hear anything either. Very romantic. No, so now that we're here, we actually got here really early. I think we got here like 12:30, I think. We have made pretty good time. And so now we need to find a place to work and have a beer and maybe a tapa, or should be water, but we need a reward for how bad our feet hurt today.
Y'all, this is ridiculous. I look like a broken ballerina. I'm like tiptoeing on my tiptoes all the way through town because I've got, seriously, I spared you. I would never show you, but the blister on my right heel literally looked like this until I just dealt with it. Like, seriously impressive. I took my shoe off today and I was like, holy crap.
All right, that was really cool. We were just sitting there and having dinner, and this whole group of, I guess, dancers showed up, and they were dancing, doing some fun traditional dance, and they did a great job, and just entertained us all while we were there. It was just a nice little moment there.
Y'all, 3:45. 3:45 this morning. People in our room got up to go. That's not cool. That is not cool Camino etiquette. Yes, everyone has their own way. Yes, everyone does their own thing. If you don't get up at 3:45, you're going to keep leaving the door open where there's loud stuff out in the hallway, and you're going to take 50 minutes, 50 minutes to pack your bag and not leave till 3:40 or 4:40. When you're sharing a room with 30 other people and interrupt their last 2 good hours of sleep, not okay. Not okay. Yes, I had earbuds in. I even had my sound machine on. It was just the people right next to me. They were completely inconsiderate, super loud, and 3:45 is not okay. So this cathedral at Santo Domenico del Capazza is absolutely gorgeous. It's got this huge cloister all the way around it. It is massive. It takes up like an entire 2 city blocks. It's huge. But it's also linked to one of the Camino legends. So in the, I can't remember what century. I'll put it down here. One of the pilgrims came to town, and apparently he was a good-looking fella because one of the local ladies tried to seduce him, and he said no. He was on the Camino. He was a good boy, and this ticked her off, and so she placed a silver cup, I think from somewhere, I don't know, in his bag, and then told the magistrate that he stole it. Of course, during this period of time, stealing something of that nature was an automatic death penalty, so he was hung on the gallows. When his parents came to get his body, apparently his body spoke to them and said, "I am alive, Santo Domenico saved me." So they went to the magistrate in Santiago de Compostela, and he told them, as he was eating dinner, "Yes, your son is as much alive as this rooster and chicken were 5 minutes ago before you interrupted my dinner." And at that point in time, the rooster and the chicken apparently came back to life and began to stroll around on the table. So inside this cathedral, there is a live rooster and a live chicken who are said to be the descendants of said rooster and chicken, and they live in the cathedral. I really wanted to show them to you. And also there's a fabulous museum in this cathedral that I also wanted to see, but it's not open this morning. So here's your Camino tip. When you roll into town, even when you're super tired, even when your feet hurt, go see the cathedrals because they're generally open in the afternoon for a few hours. We got distracted by food and salsa dancing yesterday. We were looking for a salsa dance and we got distracted and didn't come. And now we missed out on it, and now I'm really sad. So come in the afternoon before it closes. Stop it! Y'all, every morning between the 2 huge blisters on my heel and now my new ace wrap and like my knee being weird, I have to like figure out my gait again every morning because it's like the first 500 meters are just like painful and weird with every step, and then I figure it out and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I feel like I look like one of those trained horses, like trying to figure out how to move, or like a toddler.
Day 15 on the Camino.
What up? I'm having a banana.
Today we were walking from Santo Domingo and we're heading to Belorado.
All right.
Yeah, and it should be what? It's
I have no idea.
20, I think it said 22 kilometers, maybe 24 kilometers. You know,
You gotta get your act
I
together.
know. It's usually around 14 to 15 miles per day anyway, so that's probably about how far we're going.
He was really like ridiculous about it the first few days. Like everything was down to the point whatevers, and we were doing all the time, keeping all the things.
Yep.
And now that it's day 15, he's just like, I don't know.
I don't know. We're,
Like we're going somewhere.
We're walking that direction to this
And
place.
we're gonna follow the arrows.
Yes.
And yeah, so
Yep.
it hasn't taken him very long to get pretty lazy on this venture.
Yep.
Well, there's the chicken and the rooster on this little chapel on the side of the road, so don't say we didn't show you. So if you wanted to take a day excursion off of the trail, in this La Rioja vineyard area, there are tons of hot air balloons in the morning for sunrise. Not like hundreds like in Cappadocia or Arizona or anything, but there's been like maybe 3 or 4 every morning over the vineyards in the mountains, and I bet it's really beautiful. I don't have any details to give you about it. I don't know what it costs or where you get one from, but it will be fun.
And if you've ever done a hot air balloon ride before, I feel like the more balloons there are, the better.
That's true.
Because it's just, and it when it just fills the skies with hot air balloons, it's just, I don't know, it's just
awesome.
It's just awesome. Yeah, it just is.
That's true. It's kind of one of those tourist attractions that you want there to be a lot of other people. Maybe the only one in the world that you want that.
Yeah.
Because it really is just pretty awesome.
Yep.
And you can play balloon bumper cars in the air.
You can. You bump into each other a little bit.
Some kind of big cross monument up here on our left.
Uh-huh.
We're going up a hill again. So we've decided we're going to do a new Instagram series called Feet of the Camino, and we're just going to show you all the ridiculous bandages and toe wraps and band-aids and moleskin, and just everybody's feet look like they've been through war, like we've been doing some kind of battle with our feet. Yesterday I literally had a blister like this big on the back of my right heel, and one not much smaller on my left heel. So, but you know what, like, I'm so glad not to be hurting that I super welcome foot pain and blisters. Like, that's fine, like whatever, not a big deal. But yeah, it's pretty epic, some of the ingenious wrappings and stuff people have going on their feet. It's like a work of art to get your feet dressed every morning.
find it sexy. Also, I might pee my pants soon. It hurts so good. Ugh. Your feet are just like for like half the day, and then when you finally get off of them, it's just like, you know when your leg falls asleep and then like the tingly comes as like the feeling returns. Yeah, that's what your feet feel like after a day on the Camino. It's just like needles and pins, and so much so that you'll collapse onto a plastic bed that doesn't even have a sheet on it yet that someone probably peed on. I don't know. And you just don't even care. It's that good. So this is the municipal albergue El Cerro. This is like the first one you get to when you come actually into town. There's one on the outskirts of town that's very, very popular with its own restaurant and stuff. That was full tonight. So we came in, and this is the first one, the first municipal. It's very, very cute. It's in like an old house. The lady is super friendly. It is 10 euros for a bed, or 30 euros for a private room for 2 people, 15 for 1 person. There isn't meals here, but there's restaurants close by that have pilgrim menus, and yeah, it's super cute, and it's very clean, and that's all I need. So this little town of Belorado is like one of the oldest ones that we've been to so far. Apparently, it was the first town in all of Spain to be given the right to have a market in the year 1116. So it's like the oldest market town in the whole country. And it was already important, it said, to the Jews at that point, who had like a major village at the bottom of the castle. So this was like the borderland to the kingdom of Castile. So there was this whole, you stay on your side of the wall, I'll stay on my side of the wall kind of thing going on. And but yeah, super old town and very cute.
Also, we look very sexy walking around town.
That is sexy.
Hey.
While Ryan's putting his shoes on, I'm going to tell you a tale. So the other day when I told you to tell about the rooster and the chicken, or yesterday when I told you to tell about the rooster and the chicken, the first tale I read didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I told it to you because that's what it said. But then in my guidebook, I ran across the tale again, and the way this guy told it, because these legends are like 1,000 years old, so you know, they get warped and turned and twisted and whatever, but the way this guy told it made a whole lot more sense. So he said that a family of Germans had come into town to do the Camino. Some parents and a young, probably teenager-ish boy. The Spanish girl at the hostel had a thing for this boy, and she tried to proposition him, but being devout and pious, he said no. So that part of the story all stays the same. Well, then the parents get up and they go ahead and move on, because sometimes on the Camino, people like to sleep in, or maybe they got up and went ahead early. They just thought their son would catch up with them. Well, after several days, he didn't catch up with them. So they came back to the town, and they find him hanging from the tree. Because, again, he was sentenced to be hanged because she planted the silver cup. None of that story changed. So they find him hanging in this tree. He has been there for days, but he's still alive. And so they run to the magistrate, and they're like, our son is still alive, he's hanging on the tree, he's still alive. And the magistrate is like, your son is no more alive than this chicken and this rooster on my plate. And then at that point, the chicken and the rooster came back alive and started to dance around on the plate. This version of the story makes far more sense. So we're gonna go with this version. And in that version, the magistrate runs to the boy, cuts him down, declares it a miracle by Saint Dominic, and then like treats him like royalty and such. Happy ending. We don't know what happened to that slippery barmaid. We don't know what happened to her.